So chat, in the last stream, we did quite a bit of auto-crafting, specifically in this compact machine here. We set up all of these crafters as well as quite a few machines to get some auto-crafting going. And between the last stream and this stream, chat, I've done quite a bit of work on the base. You'll see right out of the gate that this area here is a little bit tidier than it was before. One of the things that I did figure out, especially with this compact machine here, because previously we had refined storage cable going into the bottom of this compact machine and then power coming into the front. But as it turns out, you can actually import the refined storage cable through the disk drive, if that makes sense. So right now, inside of this compact machine here, our tunnel is pointing at the disk drive, and that does still work for, getting these export buses and the detectors online. And so that just makes the base a little cleaner, because it means we can now have just the bottom dedicated to power, and we can have that right side there pulling in the refined storage cabling. And you'll also note, chat, that I have done a little bit more crafting, and we now have almost all of our cables, at least in this main room, upgraded to cryo-stabilized cables. I have made sure that all of our compact machines that are within this compact machine are connected to the main reactor via cryo-stabilized flux ducts, and so every single compact machine should be able to get as much redstone flux as it needs, assuming that the machines or the cabling inside of said machines is adequate, which in some cases it is, or in most cases it is, but in some cases it's not. And the big thing really, chat, that I've done between streams is I've set up this large compact machine here, which is basically a duplication of this machine in that it's another miniaturization projection field automation room. This time it is for the, and also I should change my entry point here so I don't spawn like inside of a block while Crypto here is working. So I made a new robot, as well as a new charger, some more strong boxes, another detector, some more export buses, all that kind of stuff. And this room here is dedicated to making the 7x7 compact machines automatically. And so, as of right now, we have 7x7x7 machines inside of our refined storage system, not intentional. Currently, I believe I have this set to 3. So basically, Crypto here is going to make 7x7x7 machines until we have 3 of them, or 4 of them, I should say, because it's set to above. When we have more than 3, so when it gets to 4, it will actually emit the redstone signal. But for example, if I go ahead and grab all of these out of here, old Crypto here should begin throwing together a new machine. Any second now. He does have quite a bit of a cooldown on him, but I'm hoping that momentarily. There we go. He's off. So the code for this is exactly the same as the code for the Ender Pearl, like it's not changed at all. All that's changed is the resources that are exported to these 3 strongboxes here. Previously, we had obsidian, blocks of redstone, and then redstone. This time around, we have machine wall, we have blocks of gold, and we have ender pearls. So, of course, the machine wall and the ender pearls are being made in the other compact machine. And so as soon as these, send ender pearls here, or in machine wall here, the robots in the other compact machine will get to work making more ender pearls and more compact machine. And then the blocks of gold, I just taught our system how to make those. And so obviously it's just crafting 9 ingots into a block of gold and then exporting those over here with the old crafting card. Thankfully, these two don't need crafting cards because, of course, as soon as we pull, so much machine wall out of the system, the other robots, like I said, they'll start working and making more for us automatically. So the crafting card, not required there. But yeah, so this is good to go, chat. And the reason that I have done this is because what I want to do in today's stream is, at the very least, make a 11x11x11 compact machine, and possibly even, chat, we could take it one step further and maybe look at getting a 13x13x13 compact machine as well. To get the 11x11 machine, we need 6 of these glitched large machines, as well as some compact machine wall and a machine casing. And the glitched large machines are, of course, made in our good old pressure poop injector with some storage, some power, and a large compact machine. Now that we have the 7x7x7 machines being made automatically, we should be able to teach our system fairly easily how to turn those into normal machine pieces, and then how to auto-craft 7x7x7 machines. And so, fairly soon here, we should be able to request the 7x7x7 machines, at which point all we have, the 9x9x9 machines, at which point all we have to do is take them through and put them through the pressure poop injector. And then if we want to get the 13x13x13 machine, we need 6 of the glitched version of the 11x11x11 machine, right? So 6 of these, which each require 6 of these. So if we want to get a 13x13x13 machine, we need 36 large compact machines, Each large compact machine needs 4 normal machine, and I believe that 36 multiplied by 4 is 144. Let me crunch those again real quick. 36 multiplied by 4 is 144, chat. And so what I'm going to do right at the start of today's stream is I'm going to change old Crypto's number here to stop when we have 143 normal compact machine in the system. So hopefully, while we work on some other stuff at the start of today's stream, he is going to just chug away, making more and more and more normal compact machine until we have 144 of these normal compact machines. At which point, we can hopefully then request that our system make 36 large compact machine, and from there, we can spend a bit of time with the pressure poop injector, hopefully getting ourselves a 13 by 13 by 13, the maximum size of compact machine, chat. Hey Isaac, did you know that fluid storage is a thing and you can use the external storage? Is that true? Like, how do you, if I put an external, well, I mean, we could test it, right? We have external storage in our inventory here. If I put this onto, you know, something that has fluid in it, so for example, I think the one that we use quite regularly is this lava tank up here. If I put an external storage on that, are you saying that if I connect this up, I'll be able to access that from within my system? Because if that is the case, and I'm very much so interested, but as I somewhat expected, this does not seem to be the case. Do I have to do something different here? There are fluid storage disks. Oh, there are indeed, chat. There are fluid storage disks from refined storage here. I was not aware that refined storage came with fluid, had the ability to make fluid storage disks. That is very interesting. So if we make those, chat, I'm assuming, do we need like a fluid grid? Like a separate grid for fluids? Yeah, there is a fluid grid available. This might not be a terrible idea, chat. Given that we've already put this external storage down on our portable tank now, I think it might definitely be worth us making a fluid grid just so we can access all of our fluids from within here, right? Like the number of times that we head through to multiple different compact machines to get lava, to get water, to get sewage, to get all of the different fluids that we need. I think having having a fluid grid available to us would be quite useful, I think. So let's see if we already take here. I think we definitely do. And we did teach our system how to make most of this stuff, so it should just be a case of requesting some of these cores here. Now, one of the things I do want to work on in today's stream, ideally, is switching up our crafting setup. Right now, we're using multiple of the crafters from refined storage in order to do all of our auto crafting. But the Twitch chat did make me aware in the last stream of an add-on mod for refined storage, which is called Reborn Storage. I forgot the name for a second there, but it's called Reborn Storage. And this allows you to set up one large crafting CPU. So basically one large multi-block crafter that can do a ton more crafts than a regular crafter and can do them very, very fast, especially if you use a lot of these crafting CPUs. So we'll come back to that in just a second. Before that, though, let's see if we don't have what it takes to make the fluid grid, because I think we should have pretty much everything it takes there. We do indeed. Good stuff. And then from there, let's also see if we have what it takes to make a fluid disk. Now, unfortunately, it looks like there are not any like super small fluid disks. I think the smallest one here is the 64K fluid storage disk, which I guess is fine. We should hopefully be able to make this, I would assume. Yeah, this doesn't look too bad actually whatsoever. We can request some silicon from our system. I'm going to request a fair bit of silicon, given that we do have 80,000 quartz in the system there. We should be able to make quite a bit of silicon fairly easily, and then from there, should be fairly easily able to craft up one of these old fluid parts, and then craft that into our first fluid storage disk. Now, I assume you don't need a fluid storage disk unless you're actually storing fluids in the system, right? Now that I think about it, I assume what we can do is simply, for now at least, move this compact machine, which is just holding our metal press. And if we put down the fluid grid, I assume we can see the lava in here. We can't. That is interesting. You need to change the mode of the external storage importer/exporter to fluid. So in here, we need to change the mode to fluid. Right there, types fluid. I see. So now it can register the 80 buckets of lava in there. That is nice. And we should probably also, whilst we're here, go ahead and grab one of those reinforced upgrade kits, just so we can bump that up to 180 buckets, I think it is. But now, chat, I assume if we head back over to here, look at that, we have lava. Beautiful. And I assume that if I were to, for example, grab a bucket, I can use that bucket in here to get some lava in some way, shape, or form. I can indeed. Nice. I had to click on it there, which is interesting. Can I put it back? I can. Okay, so it's a little odd. I thought I would pick the bucket up and then click, but if you just click on the lava, or left click, it will fill up this bucket. If I then shift left click on the bucket, it'll dump what's in the bucket back into the system there, which is something I'm going to have to get used to, but that's super cool. The fact that we can now access that from anywhere when we no longer have to head into this like janky, corner of the base is real nice, chat. Real nice. So as for this multi-block crafting grid, chat, if we go back to @reborn, we want to grab quite a lot of crafting frame, heat conductors, and I should be bookmarking these. Crafting frame, heat conductors, crafting CPUs, and crafting storage. Now, to the best of my knowledge, you can make these really as big as you'd like. We, I think, are probably going to go with a 5x5x5, and I kind of want to put it in its own cube in like a, in the middle, like floating, but I think practically it makes most sense to kind of stick it in this corner here, in the room that already has all of our auto crafting, being done. So if we're going to make that work, chat, we need enough of the crafting frame to make the outer edge of the 5x5 frame with the walls and the center hollow. So that would be what? 3, 6, 9, 12, 24, 24 plus 8, 32, I think is what we need. 32 crafting frame, which requires quite a bit of machine casing, quite a few basic processors and some more silicon there. But nonetheless, we should be able to request like a stack of these. And again, bizarrely, the thing that we're missing, chat, is cobblestone. And so real quick, I'm going to do a slight pivot here, because what I do want to do is I want to make a cobblestone generator from Nuclear Craft, and I want to grab a cache as well. Also, now that we've gone through the effort of getting the fluid terminal, I should very much so find our nearest body of water and stick a tank down, and also stick an external storage on it as well, just to make sure that we can actually access water without having to move back and forth constantly. So let me think, chat. Where is my nearest body of water? I know we have a water. There's one in here actually, and that looks like it might be the perfect location. The one that's just below our boron exporter, because if we work with this one, we can. Oh, how do I want to? Yeah, this is fine, because at that point I can just have a tank like that. That should fill up with water. We can have the external storage right about there. We can make sure that that is filtered for water, so nothing else ends up in this tank. So water, whitelist, and then fluids, like that. And then from there, our water should now be available in the system. It is indeed, at which point we can pull out of there as and when we need it. And then from there, chat, it should just be a simple case of crafting up that cobblestone generator. And the reason, of course, for this is that I want our system to have cobblestone available to it as and when it's needed. So the plan is to grab a cache and use yet another one of those external storages that we have. Basically, for now, I think all I'll do is just have like a cobblestone generator here, a cache right about there, and then an external storage like that. And so essentially, it just gives our system a way to actually access cobblestone for when it's needed. And in the case of crafting up these walls, we actually need to make stone. And so for that, all we have to do is, of course, teach our system that cobblestone equals regular stone if you put it through the old redstone furnace. And so we'll just do processing cobblestone into stone in code. And then over in here, we can just slap that down on this guy. And our system should now, chat, be able to make all of those machine casings that we need if we're going to make the wall here. So we'll get 64 of those. Is there anything else we need a lot of in here? We need even more frame, because the heat conductor also requires frame, as does the crafting CPU, as does the crafting storage. And each one of these requires 4 crafting frame. My goodness. Okay, so in that case, chat, things are going to get a little pricey here, because if we're going to build a 5x5x5 cube, and that 5x5x5 cube is solid, that's 125 blocks. We already know that 32 of those blocks are just wall blocks, like this. But that means that 93 of those blocks are either crafting storage, crafting CPU, or heat conductor. And each one of these is made with 4 crafting frame. So we need to do 93 multiplied by 4, which is 372 crafting frame is what we're going to need on top of the initial 32 that we already needed, which means we need 404 of this crafting frame here, which is a little pricey, and totals to just over 6 stacks there, which is a little insane. So in that case then, chat, if we need 404 of these, and you get them in lots of 6, That means we need 67, batches, and each batch requires 4 of these machine casings. So we need 269 machine casing and 269 processors. Thankfully, we do have both of those available to autocraft. So we already have 64. What did I say? 269? I'll say 275 just to be safe. So let's request 211 of these. Start, and then let's also request like 275 of these. We're missing bone meal of all things. Thankfully, in the new world chat of as many external storages as we like, all we have to do here is head on back through to this compact machine, whack down one of these guys. I was going to put it on top, but actually it makes sense to, stick with the theme and put it on the front like that. I feel like I probably should have put them on the top for these two so I can still see what's going on there, but ideally we never have to, come back to actually grab that bone meal manually again. So, but we should be able to just go ahead and request 275 of those fairly easily. Fantastic. And so I'm hoping, chat, that won't actually take too long. On top of that, we do need an actual ton of silicon, and we also need quite a lot of these advanced processors as well. So silicon-wise, I'll go ahead and request like 500 silicon. Get that smelting up. And let's also request... So I believe we need the inside of the 5x5, so the 3x3x3 area inside of the 5x5x5 is going to be crafting CPU and crafting storage. And so I think we're going to do 18 CPUs and 9 storage, because 9 storage is still an insane amount of storage. So, and the more CPUs you have, the faster the multi-block goes. So the more crafting storage you have, the more disks you can put in there, the more patterns, and the more CPUs you have, the faster it does the crafting. And I don't think we're going to need more than 9 crafting storages, because that's already an insane amount. You'll see when we build it just how much crafting capability that is, and having all of the CPUs is going to make it significantly faster. So in that case, we're going to need whatever, 18 times 2, so 36 for those, and then another 9. So let's get like maybe a stack of advanced processors. We've got 9. If I request like 50 more, I think we might be onto something. So the only other part that we then are missing, chat, outside of the 1K storage parts, which would get more silicon, is these speed upgrades, which of course require quartz-rich iron, upgrades, and sugar. And thankfully, what I did do between streams is I replaced the cactus here with sugarcane. So we do now have sugarcane coming in. We got 1,122. I also realized that Isaac from the past didn't even put down a cache for cactus. So we did get 304, but it was all just kind of sitting inside of the garden cloche. It was just 4 stacks sitting here, like they weren't actually going anywhere. So I did also put down this cache here for sugarcane, which is now, of course, slowly but surely filling up with the stuff. And we might as well go ahead and whack down some external storages here, like that. We don't need the hemp seeds, I don't think, so I'm not going to bother with those. We could do wheat, but I also don't think we need it, honestly. I think for now, this will be fine, and just give us access to that sugarcane as and when we need it. And chat is also making a pretty good point that we should probably automate the crafting of some of this stuff that's required for these guys, especially some of these lower tier items. But it's also a little janky, chat, in that we don't have enough like crafting space right now. Currently, our crafters are all full, which is the whole point of making this bigger crafter. So we have to make crafters to be able to craft the bigger crafter that are then going to replace the old crafters. You have extra crafters? Oh, I do have extra crafters. Look at that. I've got 9 of them. My goodness. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab some of these. And we've already got the patterns. So let's see if we can't teach our system some of these recipes here. So for example, the 1K storage parts, we'll make sure we're using the right silicon. I'm actually not sure if you have to replace these. I think you do, but I could be wrong there. It might just know that it can use any of the silicon you have. And then from there, we see chests and machine frame. That's all doable. It already knows how to make advanced processors, so that's fine. Crafting CPUs, we do have to teach it how to make these first, the actual upgrade cards. We'll also teach it, I guess, how to make crafting tables as well. And then from there, we'll teach it how to make speed cards, as well as teaching it how to make sugar. And then that's the CPU, I think, basically taken care of. From there, the heat conductors are also pretty easy. And I think at that point, chat, we're pretty much good to go. I've already requested all of the stuff for the crafting frame, although I guess there's no harm in teaching our system how to make it, just in case we don't have enough of the other stuff here, because it'll then just do it automatically. And so, for now, chat, I'm just going to put this down here, because this is extremely temporary. Like, we're going to get rid of this momentarily as soon as we get the new, bigger crafter online. So let's see. Do we have what it takes to request basically all of these? I'd also, very quickly, chat, like to make a crafting monitor just so we can get a brief idea of like what our system is currently working on. So this will show us what our system is currently crafting. And I think as we get, more advanced in our crafting methodology, that's going to be very useful for us to kind of, troubleshoot and pinpoint where things are going wrong. So for now, I'll slap this guy down like right about here. But you can see right now, these are all the things we're crafting. We're constantly crafting phytogrow for our tree farm. We requested 1 billion of these, or 275 at least, of the basic processes which are currently being made. The silicon is being smelted slowly but surely, and the advanced processes are also doing their thing as well. Right now, it would seem the bottleneck is our redstone furnace. Very much so. I think, chat, we do potentially have what it takes to make the next tier upgrade kit. Oh, no, we need glowstone, right? I've been here before. Yeah, we need the aluminum gears, so unfortunately, that's not something that we can do. I'm wondering, chat, if it's not worth replacing this redstone furnace, or like, I guess we could add like another machine, like another furnace that also smelts, but the redstone furnace is so slow, right? Does Nuclearcraft add a furnace that's not the alloy furnace or the nuclear furnace? Doesn't look like it, does it? I'm guessing they don't add like a just a regular furnace. I guess what we'll do right now is we'll cancel all outside of the phytogrow, because then, chat, what we can do is we can come back in here and we can just request the actual parts that we need, right? So what did I say? 404 crafting frame. Yes, I think that's right. Like, I'm wondering, chat, if it's not worth setting up maybe an array of furnaces, right? I assume what we could do is we could have the crafter here point down into like a chest, and then have that chest split out among like 4 redstone furnaces that then all pull back into the system, right? To effectively quadruple the speed of our smelting operation. Why stop at 4? I'm only thinking 4 because I have like space limitations. If I'm gonna build a 5x5 block here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is this room is gonna get pretty cramped pretty quickly. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so this is gonna take up a lot of space. We do have the space underneath it though, right? So we could work down here. But yeah, I kind of like the idea, chat. Let's see if we can't make a few more redstone furnaces. Do we have any lying around? We don't. Also, how are we doing on normal compact machines? We're up at 42. And it seems like Nick and Isaac are keeping up on the Ender Pearl machine frame demand, which is also very nice indeed. I think we are going to have to grab some clay and do some manual smelting there for all the bricks, but I think it's very doable, chat. So I think for now, just doing something like this should be fine. And so what we'll do is we'll move this crafter, because even once we've made this big 5x5 machine, we're still going to need to use this crafter for our smelting jobs. So let's grab a chest, and this also expands the amount of slots we have, because we could always put like another crafter here, another crafter here. We could always move it to have even more crafters, available. But we should definitely use a strongbox here so that we can actually access this when it's got something above it. So strongbox, let's throw that down like that, and then we'll put all of the patterns in there. And then essentially, chat, all we're gonna do, do I want an import bus on every one of these is a good question, or do I just want like another system that pulls all of the finished products? I think we can probably get away with an import bus on all of these, honestly. But we do want to make sure we have flux ducts running along the back line here. There's really no reason to go for cryo-stabilized, honestly, chat, because it's not at all necessary. There we go. And then, essentially, all we're going to do is just pull out of here, along and into here. This is also going to help with the crafting, like the smelting of multiple things at once, which is also very nice indeed. Now, I'm actually thinking about how I want to do this. I think what we probably want to do, chat, is move these up and also turn them sideways, because of course you can't work with the front of the machine. So if we do this, then we can set all of these to input on the right and output to the top. And then we can just put our importers on the top of the machine, right? After doing something like this. We can also use the fastest servo available to us. We can use the old resonance servo. This does run into a little bit of an issue, and that little bit of an issue is that by default, the resonant servo pulls out 64. I think I might lower that, right? Because, for example, if we want to smelt 64 items, by default, if I just turn this to ignored and let it start pulling out, it's going to send like a stack of items here and nothing over here. So I think what we want to do is maybe lower this to like, say 16. That way it's going to pull out, 16 every 0.5 seconds. And so hopefully that will more evenly distribute these, especially if we turn on like round robin. 8? You think I should go even lower? Sure, we can do 8. There we go. 1? I don't know if we went that low. They'll cook 8 in about 1 second. Okay. So then we want to get like 4 more of the old signalum conversion kits. So we'll make 4 of these if we've got enough bronze for it, which we do. We'll make 4 of these. Hopefully we've got enough hardened glass. Of course we don't, Isaac. That'd be far too easy. I think we do have hardened glass in here. We don't. I was making more. Yeah, so we do have the old obsidian ready to go there. What about these guys? We can make these whilst we wait. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then Cryothium notwithstanding, we can go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Beautiful. And then hopefully, I think we only need 16, right? Hardened glass? Oh no, we need 8 hardened glass. I'm a fool. 1, 2, as long as you have the electro chat, which I also think I was making over here. I was indeed. There we go. And chat would be, I'm sure, angry with me if I didn't turn these into conversion kits. There we go. And of course, then we can go and slot all those down like that. And we might as well. I did make 1 too many, chat, but that's fine. We can make a bunch of these. I think each machine can hold 3. Nice. All right. So I think, chat, that we might be onto something there. We do, of course, need to get 3 more importers. And then stick all those on top. But I think at that point, chat, we are pretty much good to go. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make sure that's hooked up to the main system like that. Make sure my entry point is moved to like over here. And at that point, I think we're good to go. So let's go check our currently scheduled craft tasks. Okay, we have nothing currently scheduled. We have 408 crafting frames. So we need 54, I think, heat conductors. So let me request 54 heat conductors. Begin. Hopefully that won't take too long. Get rid of the cobble, Isaac. I want to keep the cobble there until I actually build the machine, because the cobble like stops me from building in that space. Right, like this is where the machine's going to be, so I'm kind of leaving that there for now at least. How is this doing? This is doing just fine. I think it's actually the crafter that's slowing us down at the moment. Hopefully, once we have this multi-block up and running, crafts like this will be a lot faster. From there, we said we were going to go with 18 CPU crafters, or crafting CPUs even. So, 18. Begin. This one does require quite a bit of silicon smelting. Let me go check if all of these are engaged. They are indeed. Look at that. Things are getting sent out. Things are getting smelted nice and fast. You don't even see them in there. They're getting smelted so quick. Beautiful. I like it. I like it a lot. So now we're not bottlenecked, at least right now, on the old smelting front, which is very nice indeed. So hopefully this won't take too long at all. And then from there, chat, we need to get the other crafting storage, which I guess we can request now, right? We don't need to wait. So we'll get 9 of these. Begin. And hopefully, chat, that should be everything. But I think, chat, that we finally have everything that we need. So, crafting frame, 18 crafting CPUs, 9 crafting storage, and then we also needed the 54 heat conductors. Beautiful. So, chat, in here, the way this works is we get rid of the cobblestone. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to build this 5x5 cube out, like so. All of the edges are going to be made of this crafting frame. And you might be thinking, Isaac, you could probably just build up like a nanosecond with the cobblestone you have, and this would save you a significant portion of your surely very valuable time. That's a good point, Chet. Thanks for bringing it up. All right. There we go. So we're going to fill in the whole frame, of course, with crafting frame. And then the outside faces are going to be where the heat conductors go. All right. So once the frame is down, and once basically all of the heat conductors are in, of course, we'd have to put some at the bottom, but most of them are in, then we can start putting in the crafting storage and the CPUs. Now, there's no set amount that you can put in here. You could have one crafting storage and then, 26 crafting CPUs. You could have one crafting CPU and then 26 crafting storage. Depending on how many of each you put in, depends on how fast the crafting will be and how many crafting recipes you can put in. So the more of the storage you put in, the more crafting recipes you can add. The more of the crafting CPUs you put in, the faster it will happen. Now, you do need to bear in mind that the crafting storage, each one adds just a crazy number of crafting recipes, and you'll see in a second what I mean by that. I've chosen to go with 18 and 9, like so. You also don't have to build this in a 5x5. I'm pretty sure a 3x3 would work, although that would only leave you room for the one crafting storage in the middle. And thus, would work, but would be slow. You can also go bigger. You could go 9x9, 11x11, and make this really big with a ton of CPUs or a ton of storage. But for now, for us, 5x5 I think is a nice sweet spot. And if we fill this bottom in here, it should form into a multi-block. And so now if we right-click, you'll see that we have 9 pages of this much space. So the 9 pages relate to the 9 crafting storage that we have, and each one of these slots can hold a pattern, right? So you can put, how many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's an odd number, but 13 multiplied by 6. So each crafting storage adds 78 potential crafting recipes, and we have 9 pages of them, so we can add up to 702 recipes to this multi-block crafter, which, would take a ton of these individual crafters to get up to that same density there. And so at this point, chat, we can basically move all of the stuff out of these crafters, specifically the ones that are not attached to machines, and dump all of those into here. And this should be significantly faster than these were. And let's not forget the one out in here. Oh no. Did I put cobblestone there like a fool? I did, right? I put cobblestone where I spawn in. Like the one block that I spawn in. There we go. Okay, we're fine. I think if we go back now, we should be okay. Let's not die. Quick. 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 No, that's not quick enough, Isaac. Oh, we're fine. We're actually fine. Okay. It's fine, chat. It's fine. And there we go. All of our patterns are now in the half of the first page of the multi-block crafter. We do want to make sure that is connected up to the system. All we have to do for that, of course, is grab some cable and just do something a little bit like that. That should now make all of those recipes searchable. So if we go to only craftables, we can see they're all in there. They're all doing their thing. And it should now be a lot faster than it was before as well, which is kind of the whole point of the system. You can see it's making that fighter grow there very quickly indeed. The limiting factor is I think it's the manufacturing that turns the sandstone into niter. But other than that, it's good to go. So how are we doing now then, I guess, on normal compact machine? We're at 62. Are we still chugging along? We are indeed. He's still making them. It does take a little while. This animation here does take longer than the one for ender pearls. So I did have to tweak the code a little bit inside crypto and basically add a bit of a sleep, like an os.sleep at the end of his craft so that he didn't instantly start going again. But there we go. He's on his way. So it might take a little while, chat, to get up to the 144 we need. But whilst we wait, we can teach our system how to turn those normal compact machines into the normal machine pieces, right? Via the ingot former and the melter. And so I think for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my melter. And I'm also going to grab, of course, my ingot former. And we might as well take this conduit as well. And we'll stick that inside of our little automation room. And we'll teach our system how to work with this. So I think we might as well do it probably here. I'm just thinking about where I want to actually put this. This room is getting a little cramped. I guess we could probably do it over here, actually. So if we have melter, we're doing power coming in. Yeah, that's fine. We can have, let's do it here. Melter into ingot former, like that. And then we'll have flux ducts running along the back. Redstone flux ducts. I know we've got like 4 different kinds of flux ducts in here, chat, which looks horrendous. We've got resonant intersignalum into redstone. But the whole point is that we shouldn't be in this room. So that should power. This guy doesn't need power, of course. There we go. So we'll power that guy. We'll then have one of our crafters point at him like so. Of course, we'll have the old fluid duct right about there. Extract and ignored. And then all we need is an import bus on the back of the other guy. And we should really teach our system how to make those. But if we just do this and then run that along to the nearest bit of cable. And in fact, I might do this. I should work just fine as well. And of course, we do want to make sure that this is where all the speed upgrades are, because this doesn't require power and can go basically as fast as is humanly possible, so long as it has the speed upgrades in it. And thankfully, the speed upgrades are significantly easier to make than the energy upgrades. Are we really out of lapis? There's no way. I think we just don't have an external storage on our lapis right now. Let me check that. We do not. You know what that means, chat? External storage. Boom. Perfect. So now we should be able to make as many of these as we like. Beautiful. All right. So you also need to be connected up like that. And then I think at that point, chat, we're pretty much good to go. We'll put all the speed upgrades we can in there. We'll put the excess speed upgrades in there, making sure that we have equal numbers of speed upgrades and energy upgrades. And then from there, chat, all we have to do is tweak our system and teach it that one of the old normal machines, which I'll put there, equals 1 normal machine piece. Someone did mention that we should potentially use a hardened fluid duct here. It might not be a hot liquid, it might not be necessary, but just in case, we'll do this just so we don't have another molten boron on our hands. Might as well. That's done, that's imported. So now if we head back and we go over to here, normal machine piece, boom, encode. We can slap that, of course, into this guy. Make sure that the input here can accept from the top, which I think it can by default. It can, beautiful. And so that should be that good to go, chat. So now if we head back, all we have to do is teach our system how to make the modularium blend, which should be easy enough. Like so. And we'll also teach it to smelt that modularium blend into modularium ingots, of course, in just a second here, using our new smelting system. And at that point then, chat, all we have to do is wait for the normal compact machines, and we should be able to request the 36 large compact machines, which would be very nice indeed. So let's request. Actually, we don't even need to. Yeah, we do. Let's request like 10 of these. Start. Look how fast that was, chat. So now that we have all of those, that's why we wanted all those crafting CPUs in there, because it is very fast once you have all of those crafting CPUs in. Encode. That one's of course going into the old redstone furnace crafter over here. There we go. And yeah, I think we're pretty much good to go there, chat. We do also need to teach it this. Like so. And finally, the actual, recipe itself for the large compact machine. And I think at that point, we can begin. So yeah, we'll start by requesting, I think, 6 of these, because 6 is what we need to make our first 11 by 11. Begin. We do have everything it takes. All of this is available. So all of this should happen, I think, rather quickly. The bottleneck, of course, being this here, how fast the melter can go. And even then, like, we can make more speed and energy upgrades if we want to make this even faster. It is currently using 17,000, oh my goodness, redstone flux per tick, which is maybe a little more than it can currently handle. And also, it might be the case that the redstone flux duct isn't good enough, guys, because it's currently not keeping up. Do we have any more signalum? We got one signalum there. I think I do have more signalum in the system, so I think we probably can upgrade a few of our redstone to signalum. Maybe do some hot swapping here. Just for a little bit more consistency. There we go. Nice. Crafter manager. So this guy allows us to see all of the crafters on our network. So we don't have to keep jumping into the compact machine here to view our to add like our new recipes in. We can just do it directly from within the crafter manager. Thank you, chat. That is a very good idea. We are getting like so many monitors now, but yeah, up here we can see the multi-block crafter, which has basically all of the space. But then at the bottom here, we've got the manufacturer, we've got the melter, the strongbox, which is our furnace. And then if we added more in the future, we could just add those. So now if we want to add like a new smelting recipe, we can do it here as opposed to having to actually go into the compact machine, which is very nice indeed. All right. So how is that doing? It is almost there. We're waiting on just one more large compact machine, which should be done, I guess, any second now, as soon as the normal machine pieces are finished. I do have more speed and energy upgrades, and so we can actually make this a little faster. Do like 36 like that. There we go. All right, I think, chat, that is good. It is indeed. So we now have 6 large compact machines. We should be able to finally head on through to our poop injector, which we made many, many episodes ago now and have yet to use. And if we stick our large compact machines into the tiny item input, it should begin over here, processing those with the poop that's being pumped in, or the sewage even that's being pumped in from over here into the huge fluid hatch and turning them into glitched large machines. Nice. And then from there, of course, we can take those with 1 machine casing and 20 compact machines to make our first giant compact machine. And then as soon as we have the rest of the normal compact machines, we can, of course, make even more of these glitch large machines and hopefully, eventually, get what we're after. Not enough energy, eh? Is energy not being sent here? You're connected to an item, Doc. That's not right. Hold on. Hold on, chat. You should be getting power from the south? Hold on. No, that's not right. Oh, this guy just doesn't have power, chat. There's just no power connected to this machine. Isaac, you madman. Instead, there are 2 cables here. Okay, so what's in here? I think we're going to have to move this cable up like that and then find wherever. So this is the east. Let's find wherever that comes in here, which I have no idea, chat. Oh, it's here. Let's change that to east. Because this is like the core of our base. This is where most of our resources come from. And then out here, let's grab some more of those flux ducts. And we are a little shy, but I think if I'm not mistaken, I did make extras or was in the process of making extras. I was. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. All right. There we go. So this is now coming in on the north side of this compact machine. So if we tweak this to north, we should then begin to see power. Beautiful. And of course, you know, at that point, I might as well upgrade these to at the very least the redstone conduits that I have. Like that. And there we go. 6 glitched large machines. So let's see. I assume we're not going to be able to actually do this just yet because all of our robots are currently working very hard at their jobs. So there's currently not a free miniaturization projection field. What we could do is we could build another one up at the top here if we wanted to. Which I think I might do, honestly. Miniaturization projection field. Let's grab 4 of those. We got the diamond nuggets for it. And then let's get slabs as well. Might have to request some stone for that, but not a problem. Chat, is there a shortcut to crafting something you already have? I know with applied energistics, you could middle mouse button to craft. Do I have to take it out and then click to craft, or is there like a shift left click or like a shift right click, or is there a way for me to tell the system I want more of these without taking what's already in there out? Control shift alt? Oh my goodness, okay, here it is. Is it? It's not control, it's not alt, it's not shift, it's control shift alt? Control shift? Control shift, okay, you don't need the alt, okay. So you can control shift stone to craft more. That's good to know, chat. I'm going to request a lot here and just get that smelting up. We don't need that much, but again, it's nice to just have that lying around. I was going to say, control shift alt seems like a lot of key presses. It's not, but it feels like it. So we want to make sure that we start... Like, we can't... So it's 1, 2, 3. We can't have anything in this block. I think we have to start here if we don't want to interrupt the bottom thing. Control shift alt, right control, home end, and page down. One day. One day we'll get there. Oh boy. We do also want to make sure that we don't... Again, we'll have to leave a hole like here, because you'll see... is Crypto, is that his name? It was the default name given to the robot. You'll see Crypto coming up a little bit. Yeah. So we've got to watch out not to mess with Crypto, chat. Alright, so, chat, if we want to make our first 13 by 13 compact machine, we need 20 machine wall and 1 machine casing. We, of course, already have the 6 glitched large machines, so machine wall... Hopefully we've got some. We do. We've got 200 plus, so we'll take 20 of that. And then we need that 1 machine casing, is it? Yeah. Nice. And then it should be, hopefully, as simple as 1, 2, 3. I think we want to put the glitched versions in, like, the walls. The middle of the walls, if that makes sense. Like this, with, I assume, the machine casing in the middle, like that. Now, I think we do want to be fast on building that side bit there, because, again, if we block off our other robot, he is not going to be happy. What's the activator for this? An ender pearl. Okay. And then we need an ender pearl to actually finalize the craft. There we go. He's gone. All right. So if we do something like this, chat, look at this. Finally. It's been so long since we got our first 9x9. We're going to get our first 11x11. It has been such a long time coming, chat. But we're finally here. But there we go. Giant compact machine. Nice. All right. Let's take a peek inside of here, chat. It's going to be a big empty room, but just the feeling... Oh, look at that. Look at this, chat. We started in a small 3x3 room, and now we have access to the second largest room available in the pack. 11x11. Oh, it almost feels like the overworld, chat. Almost. Oh, my goodness. Perfect. All right, let's make sure, again, our entry point is not messed up here. And let's pick this guy up. So, yeah, now, chat, we're just waiting for the normal compact machines. We have 64 of them. We just need the rest, right? Let's check the quest book real quick here, chat. Because there are, despite, being, I guess, quite deep into questline 3, or at least, a little bit deep into questline 3, there are some quests we've not finished here. And I know some people in the YouTube comments wanted me to finish some of these quests. So, let's see here. Let's make a wooden shovel. I want to get a few of these just ticked off so that they are, taken care of. Wooden shovel acquired. Beautiful. Yellow dye is made from dropping sulfur into water. Water we, of course, don't have, but we do have it available in our fluid grid here. Beautiful. I don't know if this actually uses it. I should have checked. It doesn't. Fantastic. That's that quest complete, chat. Beautiful. What else do we have here? We've got preventing radiation even. Wants a golden apple, a golden carrot, and a slow-acting radaway. Slow-acting Radaway. Oh my goodness, requires destabilized redstone and a radaway. Do we have that radaway from earlier? We do. We just put that into our fluid transfuser with some destabilized redstone. A fluid infuser even. We do need a new melter now that our old melter is no longer with us. But that's fine. The melter itself should not be too difficult to make, he says, as he has absolutely none of the required items. We definitely, probably, almost certainly want to teach our system the ways of making... also, we can go and grab that barrel as well. But we do want to teach our system how to make tough alloy, I think. Sooner rather than later. Because that's something we need a fair bit of. I don't know how I feel about that that fluid bit there. Like the fact that you click on the lava and then it moves the lava like toward the old mouse pointer is a little awkward. I wish it just like filled up the bucket in your inventory, but either way. Let's get those smelted. Fantastic. And then what else do I need here? I need one of these servo mechanisms, easy enough. And then we do need some tough alloy. So we need ferroboron and lithium. Thankfully, our alloy smelter is nice and fast. Or at least somewhat fast. Fast enough. Alright. Melter. Number 2. Let's get some destabilized redstone going into this guy. And combine that with our radaway. So I assume, chat, that the radaway removes radiation. That's my astute guess. Let's take the redstone out. We don't need any more here. Beautiful. All right. So that should be another quest basically complete. We're doing a golden apple and a golden carrot. I don't even know if we have a carrot. We don't. How do we get carrots, chat? Are there carrot seeds? There are carrot seeds. We have to sift dirt. We don't have carrot seeds. I mean, not what I expected to be doing here, chat, but you know, if we're going to get this quest done. Here we go, chat. 22 streams in and or thereabouts. And 57 hours into the pack with sifting. All right, so hopefully actually growing these carrots here shouldn't be too bad, as we do have a good amount of bone meal available to us. Beautiful. All right, and I think, chat, that is basically that quest taken care of. So, golden carrot. Boom. Quest complete. Quest complete. Nice. All right. What else do we have on this main page here? We have beets. I think we do have beet seeds. We do, of course. How many beets does the quest require? Just the one beet? Once again, let's bone meal that up. There we go. That's another quest complete. Nice. And at that point, chat, we're actually pretty close here. So this one is just a repeatable quest that we're not going to that we don't need to complete for another quest book. So that's fine. This one down here wants me to make a clipboard, which seems very doable. There we go. Do I actually have to hold it to complete the quest? Yep. We then also need the morpho tool, which is actually something that probably we should have been using from the start. Beats, right? Yeah. Because this, you could teach this how to use other tools, I believe. Like this. So now this morpho tool can act like a crescent hammer. And if I add like the wrench from refined storage on there as well, it can also act like that as well. Like you can combine multiple tools into one tool. You'll see there as soon as that's cool. So now as soon as I look at thermal expansion machines, it switches to the crescent hammer. But then if I go and look at refined storage, it switches to the other wrench. That is really cool, actually. I've not used this before. I was vaguely aware of how it worked, but the fact that it switches on the fly is real neat. Okay, what else we got here, chat? We need a puffer fish. Do I actually have to fish for this, chat? Like, do they really want me to put down water and then fish? Like, I can. It seems like an extremely tedious way of getting an unnecessary item. But, like, if that's what the god of the packs demand. Can you add shrinking devices? Oh, you mean like this? Oh, you totally can. That's super cool. So now you can just go like, I guess that's at my entry point, which is not what I want to do. I'll set the entry point like, oh gosh. That does make setting the entry point a little difficult. Let me change my, oh gosh, do I need to, can I make these? I can. I'm going to change my entry point to like here, but I can use this to pop in. Can I use this to pop in? I can't use this to pop in. This is, okay, it kind of works, but it also kind of doesn't work. Because you can use it to get in, but you can't use it to get out because it changes depending on what you're holding. You can scroll the morphing tool. Oh, I can. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, and now it's working much better. Okay, cool. So that's that quest taken care of. Beautiful. All right. And that's basically quest line 1 done. We need to make an electrum pick, a nickel pick, a lead pick, a tin pick, a silver pick. So a lead, pickaxe, silver, pickaxe, tin, pickaxe, of course, it's sticks that we're missing of all things. And then electrum pickaxe. And there was one more, I think. Silver? Nickel. Nickel. I don't think we're going to use any of these. But, you know, that's a quest complete. Alright, and at that point, chat, quest line 1 is done. So once all of these large compact machines have been turned into glitched machines, we'll have enough because we already have the one giant compact machine. So now we just have to wait, chat. So the highest tier of compact machine, of course, requires 6 glitched giant machine frames, which at most require 512 RF per tick. So there's no need to, this is overkill, the conduit we have right now. Even the hardened conduit that was in here before would have been fine, given that this only needs 200. So yeah, there's no need for a higher conduit. This is all fine. The thing slowing us down right now is how fast we can get storage in. That is what is currently slowing us down. And again, I think it still might be the water, chat. I think if we got like another one of these compact infinite water sources, we might be able to speed this up yet further. What's the reservoir? That's the one. Can we make 8 more of these? I think we can. We might need more graphite. Yeah. Do we have graphite lying around somewhere, chat? I think we do. I keep checking my inventory for this personal shrinking device. I think it's backing up in here. Yes. It is. I'm going to take like all of this. Number 5 is done. So as soon as we get... No, we've done it, chat. We've done it. All right. Okay. Chat, the moment is finally here. There is our 6th and final glitched giant compact machine. So we should now have everything it takes to make the maximum giant compact machine. All we need is 20 compact machine wall, 1 machine casing, and of course the 6 glitched compact machine that we have. So back over in here. Let's begin placing down the wall. Once again, the glitched giant machine is going to go here, 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 and here, with the old machine casing in the middle, right about there. The last one goes there. We then fill in the rest of this space with machine wall. Like so. Drop down what I assume is an ender pearl, but I'll check just real quick here. Yep, it is indeed an ender pearl. There we go. And chat. Once this is done, I believe it takes 30 seconds here for this to finish. It's also weird that you can like look in it like that without seeing the machine wall. But once this animation finishes, we will have our very first maximum 13 by 13 by 13 compact machine, chat. The biggest compact machine it is possible to get. We will have it. Any second now. You've got to listen to the buzz for this one, chat. It has to happen. All right. Boom. Chat, it went in the system, but there it is. A maximum 13 by 13 by 13 compact machine. Get yourself ready. Boom. Look at this. Look at all of this freaking space, chat. My goodness. We started in a 3x3. This much space right here. And now we have a 13 by 13 by 13. Look at this. Oh, so much space for activities. Nobody needs that much space. Now to the overworld. Indeed. So, chat, the next stage after this now is really to move on to those final quests to try and get the Bedrock Breaker. That's our next quest. We have the maximum overdrive. We can now make a high impact compactor. So finally, we can put together, or we have the space at least to put together a high impact compactor, which is the big brother of the normal compactor that we made right at the start of the series. This little boy right here, which is tiny. You go straight from the small compactor up to the high impact compactor, which is freaking huge. But we do not have the space to build this in this room here. And so we can finally turn our diamond nuggets into diamonds. Those diamonds can, of course, then be used to make, well, you see here, we turn the 9 diamond nuggets into diamonds. It does require 10,000 redstone flux per tick, but we are making that. And so once we have those diamonds, we can then make diamond pickaxes, which we can then use to get the bedrock chunks. We can then use the bedrock chunks to make a bedrock pickaxe and use that bedrock pickaxe to break out of the world. That's the final little line here. If we should choose to pass through it, there are some other quests we can do that we might do. There is this whole side thing with the fusion reactor. The fusion reactor does allow you to produce a ludicrous amount of power, and also has the side benefit of allowing you to get the energized glowstone and then the regular glowstone dust after that. You need the fusion reactor since the high impact compactor requires impulse item ducts. Oh, really? It does indeed, yeah. So the high impact compactor does require 8 impulse item ducts, and those do require glowstone. So despite it not being connected through the quest line, you would have thought it'd have been like there'd have been a line connecting the glowstone and the high impact compactor. Despite there not being one, you do require glowstone to make the high impact compactor. So we do have to start looking in the next stream at Power of the Sun and seeing if we can't get a fusion reactor online, get some glowstone, and then of course work through to that bedrock breaker. But for now, chat, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's stream then.